You were like trying to do your freelance kind of gig, and you told me that there was a project that you started and failed. What was this project about?
Yeah, it was my first real attempt of doing a SaaS product.
Uh-huh.
I was at the time still working as a freelance consultant, and I was working at a big company. And at this company, I noticed that the managers had quite a lot of issues figuring out who were the high performers on the team,
Hmm.
on our engineering team, and coming from sales, I knew that this was a key to actually making your whole team perform as well as possible. It's kind of like the 80-20 rule, just on a sales team. There will always be 20% of the people on the sales team that perform 80% of all the sales. And
Right.
it's always about, that doesn't mean that you should necessarily fire the remaining 80%, but it's about like structuring the team in a way where those 20% is given the opportunity to work as hard and as be as motivated as they possibly can, while trying to focus a little bit more on training the remaining 80%. And I was thinking about this, and then watching how the managers at this company I was working at trying to manage our engineering team, and I discovered that there were certain patterns. So I started developing a tool called Sigmatic, which would
Hmm.
basically integrate with GitHub, and then it would crunch a lot of numbers for you, and it would start trying to reveal how the distribution of code being pushed to the repositories, how many pull request reviews that were done, and so on and so on. How this kind of like distributed among the team members on the team, mostly for the managers to be able to see how does the 80-20 rule kind of apply on the
Hmm.
engineering team, but also for the engineers to get more motivated. So I was building this with the kind of sales thinking in mind, that there would be a big like dashboard, like a leaderboard on the wall on a big TV screen that showed like every time someone
Wow.
did
Okay.
extra and did and you like you might be able to already now hear why this product failed miserably. That was not clear to me at the time. I thought this idea was brilliant, but as it turned out, no developers in the world would want a
Yeah.
leaderboard like that hanging on the wall on
Exactly.
the engineering
It was
team.
exactly what I was thinking. Like
Yeah,
I would never.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And managers also quickly, the ones I talked to also quickly kind of comment on this, saying like they didn't think that this was the way to keep, first of all, keep developers motivated, but they also didn't think this was the right way to
Yeah.
measure performance in the quality of code. And those were all good points.
Yeah.
This was me thinking like a salesman, and trying to take that whole
Yeah.
culture and that logic and put onto an engineering
Exactly.
team. It did not
Yeah.
work out well at all. So yeah, I got the product all the way out, and it was actually useful. You could sign up and you can upgrade to a paid plan. I got exactly 0 paying users. No one was interested in this product. So
In the developer world, it's like developers are like rock stars, right? So you need to do something that they are happy with. And if you do, that's great because they will sell it to the company. They'll be like, we need this, otherwise I leave. But if you do something that they don't like, then you will never sell it because they will like, yeah, I won't do it. Like I don't want to be in this leaderboard. Because it's just like too much pressure, too much work, whatever. Um,
absolutely.
I guess the biggest mistake was not validating the idea first. Would you say that?
Yeah, it was not validating the idea. It was to a large extent, it was not listening to the few people. I reached out to the team I was working at the time. That was the most
Yeah,
logical place to start. Not
yeah,
listening to them, and in my own mind, just going, no, but they just can't. They just they don't want to change. They're afraid of changing. They
yeah.
can't see
I
how
know
brilliant this is.
better. Yeah,
I
yeah,
know better. Like, right, instead of actually trying to truly listen. That was the first mistake. But I actually, just after launching this product, this was what started my whole social media thing, because another experience I got from this was trying to launch this product,
right.
thinking, okay, this idea I had that I could go out to 2, 3, 5, 10 of my clients at the time and try to sell it to them, and they would just be like eagerly jumping on board, and they would start spreading the word to everyone, and that would be how I made it, and this would be a huge success. I at the time I believed that would work, It didn't when the very first company I worked at the time completely rejected this idea. So I thought, okay, fair enough. We're just gonna go like Reddit and product hunt and try all these things. I barely knew what that was at the time, and I created an account on Indie Hackers. Never heard about it before. Never heard about product hunt before. None of this. So I tried to go ahead and do and launch this product like out in the open, and this was the first time where I found out that no one cared. Like me not having an
Yeah,
audience
yeah.
and me not having any kind of like online authority just made it was like yelling out in the void. Literally, no one cared, and this was
Mhm.
actually what triggered me into thinking, okay, I'm gonna give this product the bullet. Clearly, this was a mistake, but now before I'm gonna go on and build my next product. I didn't know what that would even be at the time, but I'm gonna spend at least a year just creating
Yeah.
content and building an audience, and that's where I started going at it on Twitter and LinkedIn and really starting to actually share value.